So get this, a company's revenue goes down, but its profits go up. How on earth is that possible? Today, we're diving into the surprising 2025 financial report from real estate giant REMAX, which presents, well, exactly that paradox.
Okay, so right off the bat, here's the puzzle. In 2025, REMAX's total revenue, the total amount of money coming in the door, actually went down by over 5%. But then, you look at the other side of the coin. Their net profit, that's what's left after all the bills are paid, it shot up a whopping 15%. How does that even happen?
And yeah, that is the central question we're going to unpack today. I mean, it seems totally counterintuitive, right? But the answer, it reveals a ton about where REMAX is today, and maybe even more importantly, where it's headed. So, let's solve this puzzle.
To figure this out, we've got to get past the percentages and look at the hard numbers. This is really the first piece of our puzzle.
So, that 5.2% drop in revenue, it translates to a total of just under $292 million for the year. That's the top line number, the total sales figure.
And here's the bottom line, $8.2 million in pure profit. That's up from $7.1 million the year before. So, okay, REMAX definitely got more efficient at turning its sales into profit. But that still doesn't answer our first question. Why was revenue down in the first place?
Well, the company itself points to a key metric called organic revenue growth. And basically all that means is it measures the health of their core real estate business. And, well, it fell a little bit. REMAX says it's because of two things, a drop in their U.S. agent count and some changes they made to their fee models. Now that is a major clue for us.
But hold on, because here's where the story gets a little more complex. Even though the full year showed a profit increase, just look what happened in the final quarter. Profits dropped, and pretty sharply, compared to the previous year. This tells us the journey to that full-year profit, well, it wasn't exactly a smooth ride.
And this brings us to what I think is the real heart of the story. The answer to our paradox isn't just in the dollars and cents, it's in the people, specifically the real estate agents who really power the whole REMAX brand. So REMAX has almost 150,000 agents all over the world, but for the first time in the company's history, the largest group isn't in North America anymore. Their international agents now make up the biggest part of their workforce. And believe me, this is a fundamental shift.
And wow, this chart really tells the whole story, doesn't it? The international agent count is just booming. It's up nearly 8%. But at the exact same time, the agent count back in the US is shrinking, down over 6%. It's like a tale of two workforces. You've got this massive growth happening abroad that's kind of masking a pretty serious decline right at home.
Now, REMAX clearly understands this challenge. The big question is, what are they going to do about it? Let's take a look at their playbook for the future. So how do they plan to fix that decline in North America? Well, the CEO, Erik Carlson, points to a really clear strategy, buying other companies. He's signaling a lot of confidence in what he calls a pipeline of merger and acquisition candidates to grow their footprint right where they need it most.
This strategy really comes down to three core steps. First, buy growth through mergers and acquisitions. Second, build it from the ground up by developing brand new talent. And third, they want to improve the core REMAX offer to make sure it's compelling enough to attract and, keep the best agents in a really competitive market.
Let's look a little closer at that second step, the Aspire program. This isn't just some minor training course, it's a major initiative to build a pipeline of new agents. With over 2,000 agents already enrolled, this is their direct attempt to fix that agent decline problem in the US.
Okay, so we've looked at the numbers, the people, and the plan. Now let's pull it all together and figure out what the big picture really is for REMAX.
So the answer to our initial paradox is that REMAX is a company smack in the middle of two huge shifts at once. On one hand, they are being really skillful about managing their costs, which is why profits are up even as revenue is down. But on the other hand, they're navigating this major geographic shift, with international growth soaring while their home market is facing some serious headwinds.
So here are the 4 key things to take away from this. First, smart cost management means profits can rise even when revenue falls. Second, REMAX's story is now a global one, where international growth is kind of the hero right now. Third, their biggest challenge, without a doubt, remains the US market. And finally, their future bets are on buying companies and developing brand new talent.
And all of that leaves us with one final, and I think pretty critical question. REMAX has a plan, right? A clear playbook to rebuild its US agent base.
But is it going to be enough? Or are we actually witnessing a permanent shift here, where the future of this iconic American brand is, well, truly an international one? Something to think about.